What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we're going to be having a look at a new Transformers card. It's a character card, and it's incredibly exciting for multiple reasons. It has been revealed by the official Facebook group, and it is Autobot Novastar. Here's the thing, though. It is a vanilla character, and it is a 12 cost. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A 12 cost vanilla character. That is absolutely kind of a little bit silly. I mean, the previous record for vanilla character was 10 with Ramjet. And that actually seemed like quite a bit. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, now this is even more. It's 12. I mean, look, to put this into a little bit more context here, if we look at 12 cost characters or above that we've seen so far, there are not very many of them. We've got Inferno Fearless Firefighter, which I happen to think is pretty gosh darn good. We got Megatron Living Weapon, who's a 13 cost. Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, who's a 13 cost. Nemesis Prime, who is a 12. And then we do have Windblade from Wave 2, that also comes in as a 12 cost. So if this is going to be a 12 cost character, it had better be pretty gosh darned good. And if we look at the stats, it is pretty gosh darn good. We've got a health of 13, which is higher than the average of 12. We have a defense, which is average in bot mode, but in alt mode it is free, which is 1 above. And then we've got 6 attack in alt mode, which is higher than average by 2, and 7 attack in bot mode. So you can either have 7 attack, which in and of itself is very good and very high, or you can have a 6 attack character, which is still 50% above the average, with a defense of 3 and a health of 13. So in terms of the trio of stats, Autobot Novastar in alt mode here, better than average attack, better than average health, better than average defense. There are not very many characters about which you can say that. Now, to be fair, if we look at Nemesis Prime in bot mode, which is another 12 cost character, they've got an attack of 7, the same. They've got a health of 16, which is 3 higher, and a defense of 2. So actually, in bot mode, Nemesis Prime has got better stats, and it's got a really nice ability. In alt mode, it's got the same attack, 1 lower defense, 3 higher health, and a really nice ability. So Nemesis Prime does, on the face of it, seem like a better version. Here's the thing, though, and this is probably the most exciting thing about this car. It is a car, and it is a truck. Now, if you've not been following the Transformers trading card game as much as some other people, you might not have seen the FAQ. Because you see, in Wave 1, there was a very interesting card, Team Up Tactics. Choose one of your characters. If it's a truck, repair 2 damage from it. If it's a car, draw 2 cards. Well, if it's a truck, it's basically a better version of Medic. I mean, it's kind of the same as Medic, except Medic doesn't have a pip and this has a blue pip, so it's a better version of Medic. And if it's a car, you get to draw 2 cards, and drawing 2 cards is very good, to be frank. And then we got to the FAQ, and the FAQ, this was one of the things that really stuck out to a whole bunch of people when they went through the FAQ. What happens if a character is both a truck and a car? There aren't any characters that are both a truck and a car. Yeah, but like, what if? That's not a real question. Come on, I want to know. You would repair 2 damage from it and you would draw 2 cards. When are you going to make a character that's a truck and a car? This was the thing in the FAQ that made everybody chuckle. We've all enjoyed this, and we've all been having a think, when are we going to get a character that's a truck and a car? When that was posted in the FAQ, we knew that we were going to get a character that was both a truck and a car, and now we do. And here's the thing. This is an expensive character with decent, though not amazing, stats. But it is the variety of things which make Autobot Novastar a very good and interesting character. First of all, Team Up Tactics. Team Up Tactics will now let you heal 2 and draw 2 cards. That is a phenomenal card out of a card that was not, in the past, a phenomenal card. So that's a little bit ridiculous. But the fact is here that when you're in alt mode, you're a car, and you're a truck, and you're a melee character. And when you are in bot mode, you're a ranged character. So what that means is that you get all the benefits of all of those types of characters. So if we take melee first of all, melee characters have got some really good upgrades. We've got body armor, which can only be put onto a melee character, but it gives you tough free. It is the best tough that we've got. And then we've got power sword, which gives you bold free, which admittedly is not as good as Dino Chomp, but that's for Dinobots and you got to discard your or scrap your entire hand. I'm fine with this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ruling, just for those of you that may not be aware, if you attach these to a melee character and flip to a mode that is not melee, you still get to keep them. So you get the melee advantages here of really good bold or really good tough. Although I should mention it's not quite all amazing, because do remember that Thundercracker Mac Warrior does 2 damage to a melee enemy when you flip it into alt mode, so you will be slightly more vulnerable to that. Just cross your fingers. Hope you don't come across Thundercracker, or just put yourself in bot mode and then it's not a problem. But you're also a truck. Now, truck has team-up tactics, and I'll be honest with you, trucks don't have a huge amount. Trucks do, however, have cargo trailer, which can only be put on trucks, and then you get +1 attack for each cargo trailer on the character. 1 cargo trailer +1, 2 cargo trailers +4, 3 cargo trailers +9. 9 is a lot. So trucks, not all bad here. But you're not just a truck. You're also a car, and cars have some really nice things that they can use. How about turbo boosters? +1 attack, and when you put it on a character, you get to untap that character. That sounds kind of nice. Or the action card Start Your Engines, which lets you flip each of your characters from bot mode to car mode, and then you get to untap one of your cars. So as long as this is in bot mode, you can flip it and then it would become a car. That's quite nice. And there are plenty of character cards which really help out if you are a car. Like for instance Prowl, that in bot mode lets you repair 3 damage from one of your characters when one of your cars is KO'd. And in alt mode, or when you flip to alt mode, gives each of your cars bold 2 until end of turn. Prowl is very much a friend to cars. Speaking of which, now I know that it is a convention exclusive, so it is not exactly the cheapest card ever, but Cliff Jumper is a friend of cars. In bot mode, it's got +1 for each card in your KO area, and in alt mode, when you flip one of your other cars to bot mode, you draw a card. The thing is, we do need to cycle back to the fact that this is a 12 cost. Are you going to be wanting to put a 12 cost card into your car's decks? Cars decks have some really good, fairly low cost characters. Prowl is a 6 cost. That's quite low. Cliff Jumper's an 8 cost, which is 2/3 of Novastar here. And that could be the biggest issue. I should mention in bot mode you are a ranged character here, which does mean you get access to a couple of nice upgrade cards. You get Armed Hovercraft, put it on a ranged character, do 1 damage to each enemy, while also getting +1 attack, which is quite nice. And then you've got Rapid Ascent, which gives you +1 defense, and when you put it on a ranged character, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and they scrap it. So maybe one of these could be the card that you're looking for to really turn this in. And I think this is the strength of Novastar here. I think it is an expensive card that doesn't have any skills. I think the stats are very good, but as I showed you with Nemesis Prime, these aren't flat out amazing stats. Though I really do like alt mode with 6 attack, 13 health, 3 defense. There are many cards that do not have that good a stat line. But I think the strength of Novastar here is you can put it in a car deck, or a truck deck, or a melee deck, or a range deck. There are so many different options. It's designated as 4 different things. In Wave 1, no character had more than 3 designations, and every single one of them, one of those designations was leader, which means Autobot, Matrix of Leadership, Decepticon, nothing. This has 4 designations, and one of them isn't leader. And leader does not have that much support. I like Novastar. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull the trigger on actually putting a 12-cost vanilla card in my deck, but on the TFW podcast, they teased that we were getting a 12-star vanilla character, and there was part of me that was just like, that can't be good. And then they showed me it was a Cartruck, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we can work with this. But ladies and gentlemen, I would very much like to know what you think about Autobot Novastar. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! But please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about Transformers and other things. But by far the most important thing as always is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.